We are here to preview the men's Royal Rumble match. I am here with a glutton of Chronoso guests. First, starting with Mike Rossi. Mike, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Favorite show of the year. I'm excited to talk about this and favorite match of that show. So let's go.
Matt Ferrell, not Cousins with Will. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Glad to be here to talk about the Rumble. It's the best match of the year. Like Rossi just said, I mean, Pat Patterson for sainthood.
Absolutely. And speaking of Pat Patterson from the Great White North, Mark Poirier. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. Like everybody else, probably, a favorite match of the year. I will be in attendance of it this year, so I'm even more so looking forward to it and looking forward to talking about it with all you guys tonight.
Yeah, I just watched Pat Patterson being from Canada, by the way, but we're going to move.
He is
we're
from
going
Canada,
to
so that's why that's quite all right.
All right, the gist of the game is you see 16 names here in this beautiful color-coordinated wheel. I will spin the wheel. We started with Mike Rossi. Mark Rossi, whatever wrestler you get, will be telling us if he will be in the Royal Rumble, what number, what's his purpose or story in the Royal Rumble, and what is his outcome. Final four, will he win, eliminated right away, so on and so forth. We will work all the way all through 16 guys. If a guy that pops up that has plus 700, like The Rock here, that is me stealing gambling odds of them winning the Royal Rumble as of last Thursday or Friday when I made this. So the betting odds are old, but I like that because it doesn't really necessarily give away betting spoilers leading into the Royal Rumble. So we have any questions before we get going here, guys?
No, we're good.
All right. Rossi, you got the number one draw. Let's hit it. I love the wheel. Sound effects.
What a gimmick.
All right.
Give me that. Look at it.
Legato del Fantasma and the LWO, just them as a whole. What's their fate?
So, I would expect to see Santos in it. I would expect to see Carlito in it. That's probably it.
Okay.
And I don't even know if Carlito's a lock because he's been pretty shitty since he's come back. I think that if it's Santos, maybe we get Andrade at some point, and that's kind of the purpose. Is that kind of kicks Andrade off of the big elimination to work and Ray's honor. Let's put it that way. Or maybe Ray comes back to eliminate Santos.
All right. Do we have any final four possibilities between Andrade, LWO, and Legato?
I don't think so. Maybe Andrade, if they really want to go with a big debut for him, I could see him maybe stealing a Final Four spot. But that would be it.
Matt, do you think Carlito's going to get kicked off this like the last preview you were on?
I assume. If I'm not worried about the first guy that comes up on the list because they're going to be out of the Rumble. Hopefully, it's not like Cody or Punk or something because if I talk about him, it's not happening.
Well, I think that's a given. If let's find out who the first elimination from the Royal Rumble is going to be, because that's the guy you're going to get. Oh, I hope. I hope not. No chance.
No,
All right, that ain't happening. You got Jey Uso at plus 1,000. That means if you would win a pretty hefty penny if you were to bet $1 on Jey Uso.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet the dollar on Jey Uso as a winner. I think what you're going to have here is Jay's going to be an early entrant, probably top 10. Get the crowd behind someone to really get behind there. And he's going to get probably screwed over by Jimmy one more time to set up that WrestleMania match. Whether that's if Jimmy's an entrant or just coming down to be a general menace to his brother. Jay's story is just going to be, once again, like not being fully escaped from the bloodline. And to finish that story of Jimmy and Jay,
All right, so Jay and Jimmy being 1 and 2 would be pretty cool. But I could see it being one of those things because I kind of visualize Jay getting an early spot, like 1 or 2, because he can do his super cool entrance with the 40,000 people there. That would be pretty sweet to start a Rumble match. And then it could be one of those things that he's not Jimmy's not 2, but he's like 3 or 4, and it diverts the attention to Jay. And either way, there's definitely a high probability that these two guys have a face-off in this match of some sort.
All right, so Mark, you think we're going to get a Rick and Scott, like 3 and 4 scenario, opposed to a 89 axe and smash scenario. That's what Rossi's kind of spitting out.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with him on that one. I do see that kind of issue. I think the entrance, as you mentioned, I think that's actually a really good idea. Get the crowd going and leading into it. But maybe, Jimmy comes like 2 numbers later, and then they can have their big stare down, and Jimmy screws them and throws them out, leading to their Mania match.
Yeah, that makes too much sense. It's perfect. All right, Mark, you're up, buddy. What do you got? We are spinning the wheel. What kind of deal you're going to get? All right. You are getting the jabroni beaten pie eating trailblazing eyebrow raising all around smack it down people's champ, The Rock.
Okay, I do The Rock coming in at number 30 as the big surprise.
And that's a hot pick.
As a hot pick, yeah. And I think he's going to finish his story this year, and Rock is going to win the Royal Rumble. And to the much of the dismay of many, many people, especially Cody Rhodes. And I think they're going to go for this biggest WrestleMania ever gimmick that they're talking about. That's what he keeps talking about. And I think this is the year he's going to do it. And he's going to put over the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia this year. So he's going all the way.
Cody's story does not have to finish at WrestleMania 40. It's a continuous story, but, you got to strike while the iron's hot, so I agree. Now, I will say, as a gambling odds, plus 700 was last week. I did see today that The Rock is plus 350. So there has been quite some significant movement on that number.
He probably himself not money on
it. He took that new board of directors money and he went straight to Vegas and he cashed in right there. Either one of you guys want to add to The Rock, or do you want to talk to him about it as we get through other guys?
I mean, if The Rock's in it, The Rock's winning. So if you hear, if you smell, it's over. So if he is in it, he's definitely number 30, and he's definitely winning it. Like, all suspense is over once you hear, if you smell.
Now, what if The Rock is 30, but somehow like Jimmy and Solo like re-enter the ring and somehow get Rock out? It's not going to fucking happen, but I'm just trying to be an alternate idea.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea. And then maybe Australia, you get Jay and The Rock versus Jimmy and Solo, just for like a warm-up match or something like that. That's a cute idea. I will, for Malik, who I previewed the WWE Championship match, had a cute idea where The Rock shows up. That's the last match. The Rock shows up then and kind of does a face-to-face with Roman. And then the World Heavyweight Championship match is determined in the Royal Rumble. So if you haven't seen that preview, check that out. But either way, I would smell. I wouldn't be surprised if I smell what The Rock was cooking on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. That could be Gunther. All right, let's see who I get. Come on, give me Okada. Give me Okada. All right, Sami Zayn. I love it. Sami Zayn should be returning at the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn will return at the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go with number like 3 or 4. I think Sami Zayn or Jey Uso has the best shot to be the Iron Man of this Royal Rumble. But just like the story of Sami Zayn, I think he will get eliminated in the final 6 or so. And it will probably be by Drew McIntyre, by heelish ways to perhaps build for a match at the Chamber, or to start a longer build for a match at WrestleMania, depend if those two are needed or not. And Sami Zayn's ascend will start at WrestleMania after he has a heroic and meaningful victory over said Drew McIntyre. So I think that we're getting some Shawn Michael vibe here with Sami Zayn's, where his Royal Rumble performance and his Royal Rumble fate will lead to a WrestleMania program. What are you typing your essay, Rossi?
Sorry, I'm not working on the side or anything. I think there's an alternate reality where Sami Zayn or Drew McIntyre win this thing. And what, Ryan, we talked about this on the side with, say Rollins can work Mania, but he's not going to be on a main event level. So with Cody kind of being scorned and screwed out of not really screwed, but scorned out of the Roman match, maybe they just decide Cody and Punk is our second biggest match. Let's main event Saturday with that. And then let's put a triple threat together for Seth on the undercard of night 1, maybe like the co-main, and make that like your Sammy, Drew, and Seth Rollins, and it kind of keeps Seth clean and not having to do too much.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'm not against that whatsoever.
I think if there was a world where Seth had to give up the title here, or Jinder beat him, or there was a cash in, then Sami Zayn, and you still want to do Rollins Punk 1-on-1, then probably Sami Zayn is your challenger Raw title there.
Yeah, all good. I think Sami Zayn is destined to have a great 2024 and an even better 2025. So we'll see what happens when we get there with that. But this Rumble should return him to TV after a well-deserved a month or so off. All right, Rossi, you're up here.
Let's go.
Yep. Oh, your favorite to win the Royal Rumble, perhaps, in your opinion. What do you say? CM Punk plus $150.
I do think he wins it. Let's say he comes in, first match in a while, so I don't think he's going to be going 60 minutes or anything. I'd say he probably comes in around the 20 range, so he has a little bit of length, but not anything super long. Obviously, they've teased something with Drew. They've teased something with Cody. I ultimately don't think they do much with Cody because that's something they really shouldn't do anything with yet, right? Save that for the Ultimate Money feud down the road. Mix him up with Gunther maybe, see how that looks. There's a lot of things that could be fun of seeing Punk interact with people for the first time. So super excited that they haven't used him in a match yet, and this is going to be his return 10 years from the period where he walked out. I think it's a really cool story, especially for him to win it. And that's why, despite me trying to think outside the box and trying to think of different ideas, the only path that comes with Punk not winning this is if they just decide to do him and Cody without the title. And I mean, maybe he's a huge Bret Hart mark, so maybe there's a lane where there's a Cody CM Punk like double elimination type situation. Yeah. I wouldn't like that, but I bet Punk would. So, because everything Bret Hart does, Punk wants to do. So, that's really
that. Yeah.
Right. So I've thought about trying to book him out of this, and ultimately I've come up with obviously a couple ideas, but at the end of the day, I still think he's the one that's winning it.
Unless him and Cody have like this their blood feud started Monday, and it like accelerates into an accelerated, screwing of each other, a betrayal of Cody with Punk, even the other way. That could be a trigger for Punk to go off if Cody eliminates him. I wouldn't rule out that this could low-key be a match at WrestleMania if they shift the deck. You have The Rock coming in. You can't put Cody near a title. Give him the next hottest guy. Prolong that story, but going with that story, then that story needs to go through CM Punk. I could definitely see that working.
Yeah, there's been so many different teasers on Raw, especially of different matches you could go with. Him and Drew, Gunther and Rollins, him and Cody. That they kind of left their door open to do something weird.
I think he's probably your winner. And we were joking before the video went live with the video with Hogan, like seeing that bump. Are we sure Punk's not too different here? We just can't, Iron Sheik style. He can't get thrown over the top rope because they don't want him getting hurt. I mean, he was getting hurt a lot. I mean, I'm not obviously not to that level.
Well, he's not going to jump in the stands,
I think, he's either winning it or it turns into that Cody feud. That's like I can't even see another option.
Oh, well, we got you, Matt. Let's find your fate. All right. We got a legend. Give us a legend that will enter the 2024 Royal Rumble.
Let's Ken Shamrock. Heard they just signed him to a Legends deal. Would be a nice. He's been active in those weird bar wrestling things. So he's in shape. He's the guy you can. He's not going to go in there for 20 minutes, but for 5, 6, and get the moves in, pop the crowd, and get tossed, and it'll be fun. And get him in there for the Hall of Fame induction announcement. A week later. That's Ken Shamrock would be my guess.
Now, Mark, if you were to hear Ken Shamrock's music, first, would you recognize it? And second, would you pop?
Both, yes, of course. I mean, that was a banger. So I mean, I would definitely recognize the song, and I'd probably pop for Shamrock. I liked him back in the day, kind of thing, and it would be like a mild surprise. Like I guess not like mild, like it'd be surprised if he came in, but a nice, if it was somebody like Hogan, I think it'd be a little bit more interesting if it was a legend because we talked about him already. But Shamrock would be, it'd be probably pretty cool, and I'm sure a lot of people would, pop for it.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for Hulk too. I think Hulk could be great 40 years out. But then again, to the Iron Sheik thing, how you gonna get rid of him?
We'll figure a way.
Yeah, if Ken Shamrock's in this match, then if he doesn't get like viciously eliminated by Brock, then what are we doing?
Yeah, there you go. That's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Brock match if he doesn't get Gunther. All right, Mark, let's see what we got for you, buddy. Speaking of guy, right there, Brock Lesnar. Is he going to be in the 2024 Royal Rumble?
I believe Brock will be in the 2024 Royal Rumble, and I expect him to be in, let's say, 24, 25, late range. And he will be in the Final Four. It'll be probably Gunther and him, and leading off to their story going towards WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship, where Gunther will defeat him and continue his longest reign streak of all the times, as Santino Marella used to say, and go towards that match from 40. I believe that's what's going to happen there.
I don't think that's a bad scenario whatsoever. Brock around the IC title is definitely weird, but the prestige that Gunther's added to it, it definitely warrants it.
Yeah, sign me up for that. I'm all in.
Yep, for sure. All right, let's see my fate. Let's see what I got here. I never removed CM Punk. All right, NXT. I think it's easy. We're just going to get Braun Breaker up there. He's been flirting around this main roster forever. He's never been called up. He's probably due. He's overdue for a call-up, an introduction to the Royal Rumble. I'd say he comes in similar to like 8-9, clears a few guys out, and gets eliminated by like a Gunther or something like that. Nothing that's going to hurt him. Only a highlight to the potential that he has coming up in the future. And they probably put over the Dusty Cup of him being in the finals. So, no harm, no foul. Braun Breaker is your NXT star for this Royal Rumble.
Don't give me
Shattered dreams, buddy.
All right.
Drew McIntyre, what's it out?
So it's kind of similar to what I said about Sami Zayn, right? Like if they decide to go Punk and Cody without the title, Drew instantly becomes somebody that I would think would be a possibility to win. I think Drew's an early 20s type of guy, somebody that can come in and clear the ring after it gets kind of top heavy with jabrones, and at the end of the day, Drew's awesome in Rumbles. He's had some cool moments, including obviously not just the one that he won, but him and Brock have another stare off would be cool. And obviously he'll have some integration with Punk. Ultimately, I expect Punk to eliminate him, and then maybe that being a singles match at the Chamber, maybe for Punk's title shot if they decide to go that road and get cute with it. But his story is obviously just going to continue to him being screwed, and he'll get somehow screwed. Maybe somebody tricks him into thinking that he's working with them, and then he gets tossed through that. So we'll see.
Just a quick around the horn. Is he going to re-sign in 2024?
No. I think he's gone. I think it's him and Sammy at Mania, and Sammy sends him packing. So it's in the storyline. They've, Sammy, he got injured by Sammy. He injured Sammy, and Sammy's coming for revenge. And then Sammy tosses him in the Rumble. They'll go to Mania, and I think he sends him packing and possibly over to TK Land with AEW as Drew Galloway. I think that's where it's heading to. I'm probably wrong, but whatever.
I'm leaning no. I mean, got a new shirt last night, new little logo. That's not the kind of. I mean, he's getting a ton of TV time. I don't really think that's someone.
They have a lot of investment.
Yeah, not a guy you send off somewhere. I mean, maybe
could you poach
things can happen in contract negotiation, but I mean, I feel like they're probably close if this is how much time they're giving him.
He doesn't feel like Dean Ambrose 2019. You know what I mean? He doesn't feel like that. But if he was to get poached, say they missed out on Okada, they miss out on a few other guys, he could be looking for a buzz. That's a recipe for him. He doesn't. A recipe for TK is buzz.
I think Okada. Yeah, I think Okada is important. I think that's a really good point. If TK misses on Okada, then he's going to be waiting at the end of the Blarney Stone with a bag.
Daddy's bag is going to be there, so we'll see.
Yeah, I could also see him stepping away from wrestling in general for a little bit.
Yeah, probably taking a few months off just
maybe
to heal.
A little TNA return to pop the locals.
There you go.
Ooh, Goofa, Mr. Ferrell.
I don't see him winning because of everything else that's set up.
Favorite.
If you told me the 2025, I think that he might be your favorite in 2025. But all the stories that are laid out don't really fit him right now. And you've got guys like a guy like a Brock or maybe even a Jay for an IC match at Mania. And that Gunther's going to win because his title reign is. I don't think you end both really long title reigns in the same weekend, so I think that's going to keep going. I don't think you beat him here and he gets eliminated by Brock, sets that up, or I feel like outside shot of Jay to set up Mania for them.
Now, Matt. Do you do what you did with him last year? Have him be the longest guy in, have him go on a crazy 71-minute run, or do you kind of just present him in the middle of the Rumble, maybe in the early teens, and just kind of throw him out there as this is the guy you want to see in the Rumble? This is the favorite. So how would you present him?
I mean, you present him solid. He's got to have a good run. He can't go out there and give you a 5-minute one. Does he need 60 again? I wouldn't think so. You've established that. But a solid half hour, 3-4 guys get chucked, and then almost like a slip on a banana peel elimination, because to keep him the unbeaten, unstoppable monster, he threw him over the top rope. But I would say Gunther's elimination, he will land on his feet. like it'll be like, oh, hey, what the heck, as compared to someone chucked.
All right, so I think we'll just real quick around the horn. Who's going to eliminate him? I'm going Brock. Mark, I think you went Brock earlier too.
Yep. Yeah, Brock.
Rossi, Matt.
I'm going to be different, and I'm going to say a returning Big E.
Oh, that would be pretty sweet.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
They're keeping him tied in with the New Day. Kofi challenge.
There is a few.
There's
a logic there.
Yeah, but that's a possibility. I mean, I'd love to have Big E back. So
I think it'd be a great story. And they couldn't get any hotter right now to push him right back in there. And
I don't know if Big E should be working with Gunther when he first comes back. But, I mean, his chest isn't the issue; it's his neck.
Yeah. All right, Mark, you got the last NXT guy.
This one's tough for me because, full disclosure, I don't watch NXT, but I know the guys. So I'm gonna go with the NXT champion. I'm gonna go with Dragunov. Just as a nice little cameo kind of thing. You get in there for a few minutes, showcase, do the headbutt, kind of look somewhat strong, and then maybe Gunther, who is a former adversary of him, he gets eventually chucks him. They can mention it that they had a thing in NXT UK and in Europe before, blah blah blah, and then I think that would be somebody. That'd be kind of a cool thing, you showcase him, show him strong, and then, for sure, Gunther takes him out.
I think Dragunov's a great choice too also. And then you get your two pretty much your biggest stars down there right now, Breaker and Dragunov. And Hayes is pretty much called up. So, those are your big three men.
I thought of it too, but I'm like, is he on the roster? Is he not? I'm not really sure. He's on both shows. So I would take Dragunov in case of that's for the purpose of this.
When I thought NXT, I think Breaker's the safer choice. But I also thought that Trick would be cool with that big entrance, way to present him as a massive star. And then you could maybe have like a mellow thing to kind of add to that on a bigger stage too. So I just want to give him a shout while we kind of finish up on the NXT guys there.
Von Wagner.
Von Wagner's is training for football camp. All right, who do I got here? Just give me CM Punk so I can take him off those cog. All right, the least interesting guy on this fucking thing. So actually do not think Solo Sikoa will be in the Royal Rumble. I think he will be involved in the Fatal 4-Way or the four. Yeah, he'll be involved in the 4-Way match with his cousin. I think he'll probably be presented as a heavy there. If he's going to be used in the Rumble, my alert would go off that The Rock is about to come out, or maybe he's going to help Jimmy or something. I think there's plenty of guys in the Rumble that he doesn't have to be a showcase, and I think he's more important to the storyline. But if he was to come out, I would say towards the end when The Rock was coming out, that was what I would say. And he could be Final Four perhaps too. But I do not think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Okay, Rossi. Your final one. Azusa Okada.
I'd give it like a 5% chance.
That's
But
fair.
let's have if he's in it, it's got to be this grand thing, kind of like AJ, like maybe 3 or something, because that's what AJ was, and I think that's a cool story. You'd want to have him mix it up with some, high-end workers for the time he's in there. He's somebody that if he is in the match, probably would have a good amount of time in there, right? Now, if he was to get eliminated, he's somebody that if you have him, he's probably the front of the line for a Gunther match. Brock can wait. I don't know who else would be better for him than that. I can't talk myself out of that one.
I think he's a perfect candidate for Cody Rhodes if Cody Rhodes is unoccupied.
Yeah, right. If he's in it, I don't know. I don't want to fantasy book myself too far, but he has to then become a favorite to win the thing. They're gonna pay him a shitload if it happens,
I think the money match for Cody would be The Rock. Personally, I keep saying it. But if they were to have the Hollywood Rock come in, fuck Cody over, and then Okada could easily be a Roman Reigns opponent if you want to continue the Roman Reigns title reign. Present Okada as a massive star, massive WrestleMania main event. He doesn't necessarily have to win. Roman can continue on as champ. We can go get the Hogan milestone, and we can still get the Rock match in the future, the Cody match in the future. And I think that Cody's journey would be so fucking cool to kind of pass cross with The Rock. And then The Rock is the fucking heel. He's the new corporate guy. Whatever, Hollywood Rock, corporate Rock, whatever. Cody Rhodes has to go through him before he gets to his cousin. I just think that would be super cool.
I'll just jump in. I also think that if Okada were somehow to make it into this match, you have to have a confrontation or whatever with Nakamura as their friends, and that makes sense. And if they get Okada in a WrestleMania match, I think it'd be AJ. Everybody seems to have their thing in place, and AJ is just kind of there right now. But I think for a win, to give him a win on Mania, if you're going to get a good match, I would start with AJ right off the hop. And I think that would be a great match for Mania and a great match for Okada's first one in the company to start off.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. All right, Ferrell, let's see what you got here.
And he would kind of have to go to SmackDown too because Raw's so fucking loaded.
Right, yeah, agreed.
What's the day for the Judgment Day? What do we got here, Matt? Finn, all of them.
Yeah, the Rumble is perfect for the Judgment Day because they're used to there's already people in the ring, and then boom, here comes the Judgment Day's music. So they'll be like perfect for that. They have all the practice on interrupting everyone in Raw for the past 6 months. I don't think any of them are winning it. I think for sure Priest is in it, Balor's in it, Truth, if you want to count him as a member, is in it, and Dom. I think Truth is going to accidentally eliminate Priest.
Ooh.
And then very soon after, whether ringside the next night, Priest is going to slaughter him and just get that big heel killing the crowd favorite, and it's going to be bad. Like, not just like beat him up, like mess him up pretty good. That Truth will go right back on the injured list for a month or so to sell it. Finn doesn't really have a story right now. I think he's a guy who's in there, forearming people for a while until you need someone to chuck him out. Dom's going to do his thing, probably get involved with the LWO guys at some point. Tease that out. But, get booed, get tossed, pop the crowd.
I do think Tom and Nick will be on the undercard some way just to get them on the show too.
Well, yeah. And I left off JD McDonough, and I just don't see him as in the 30. I think
the human bobblehead.
I could see him getting the Bushwhacker Luke spot, to be honest, or the Santino spot. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that'd be a good spot for him.
That's of 30 guys. If you're putting in now, if you want to include Truth, 5, 6, that's 20% of the Rumble or Judgment Day guys. Like, do we really want that much Judgment Day?
We do have about 4 guys it out, so perhaps.
Dom's another good one for Andrade too, if they want to keep him away from, because that's a cool Mania match, right? And that's something that can work. Dom has earned another Mania match. He's had an awesome year, so and Andrade should get one on a return. So
they could do a 6-man with Legado against Spitball. You can do Andrade, Ray, and if you want to get sexy about it, Dragon Lee. You can have those 3 luchadors that past, present, future kind of thing.
Yeah,
on one team. And
that's fun.
So something along those lines.
Dragon Lee related to, who's he related to? It's Rush,
right?
Right?
Roosh. He's Roosh's brother.
Yeah.
AJ Lee. And Keith Lee. All right, Mark. Which one do you want to fantasy book here? 2 good friends, by the way.
Well, either way, I'm going to score if I hit MJF.
The American Codester.
Well, all right, Mark. The second favorite from the top.
Well, until this Rock news came out, so it was probably going to be Cody. But as the Big Lebowski said, new shit has come to light. So I do not think that the Codemeister is going to win the Royal Rumble. I think I like an idea if they're going to go with him and Punk. They do the Brett Lex Luger thing, is since CM Punk is such a Brett market, as am I. They both go over, but not to end the match. They just both go over fighting, and that could lead to them either down the road or at Mania. But I think Cody's story might take a little bit longer to finish, and will be not at WrestleMania 40 because I still think it's Rock's time, and since he's the new corporate dude in charge of whatever, I think it's him and Roman. And I'm sticking with that one, so Cody will not win the Rumble this year.
Give me a hybrid corporate Hollywood Rock. It'd be fucking fantastic. Mark, so while we have you, what's Cody's feud then at WrestleMania?
That's really tough. I don't know. There's a lot of variables. Can Seth go? If he can't, you plug him in with Cody, and they do that world title match for the vacant title. Or if they go crazy and they shoehorn him, maybe it's a 3-way. That's the best I think he can get if he's going to try to do the main event with him Rock and Roman. But I honestly don't know. And you usually have a good idea.
That's great. I think it's a great thing that we don't know.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's great, but I have no idea. That's a lame answer.
Drew's a sneaky one for him.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be like overly exciting, but they haven't really had a match yet, right? And that promo they had in ring was,
a good promo.
Awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
The promos for this Royal Rumble have been fantastic. Triple H has done a great job of presenting a bunch of guys with possibilities of winning this match. That outstanding promo from Monday Night Raw last night. That was.
It's like the Rumble is a Raw match, right? Like that's kind of what it feels like because the entire undercard is SmackDown. Well, all 2 matches,
Well, has anyone on SmackDown even said like I'm in the Rumble?
Yeah, just Lashley, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm curious
who
I'm
going to make the wheel, so I don't think
he didn't. But Lashley didn't make the wheel, guys. It's
you don't make the wheel. You may even matter.
All right, guys. I'm glad we got here last, and I'm glad I got him. MJF. I'm surprised when I saw him on the betting top 8. I was like, all right, that's interesting. I have to add him just for the conversation of it all. I think if he were to come into the Royal Rumble, Rossi, what did you give Okada? 5%?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give MJF 0.05%. That would be an absolute shocker. No, I wouldn't put it past TK booking him as your world champion for a full year, letting him go home of injury and not having him under contract. That's something that I could see Tony Khan doing. However, it's just unrealistic, but let's have some fun, right? Let's have some fun. I think he's going to come out 23. And I think that he's Cody's buddy. They present him on TV as Cody's buddy right away. Vague references to the EVP title, vague reference to Cody's path that they tend to do. I think MJF will help Cody Rhodes, and then I think MJF at a opportunity for himself will eliminate Cody Rhodes when Cody Rhodes is vulnerable and guard is down, and that's Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania feud that we just could not figure out. MJF, again, 0.005%. That is like picking, I don't know, the Jacksonville Jaguars to win the Super Bowl any year. So, anyways, that was full circle. I'm glad you guys got it. But anyways, that's where we're at. And somehow he'll get eliminated by Gunther when he does like a shock face to Cody or whatever. Someone will come out and eliminate him. Then they'll have a big Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle brawl in 2005, and they'll be the hottest program going into WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes' story continues, but through his best friend, the guy he mentored, the guy he perhaps brought to WWE, MJF. Or MJF is brought to the WWE and Rock, and they start the new corporation, and he's the next new thing, and we have the whole thing going on there. All right, I can't stop with this Rock corporate guy. All right, guys, that's it for the Royal Rumble match preview. Round the horn, Rossi. Give me your Iron Man and your winner, and let's go home, boys.
Iron Man. Oh, shit. Let's say Cody for Iron Man, because he was in and out quick last year, so I feel like he fits the narrative here. And if he's not going to win it, you still want his star power around as long as possible. So let's go with Cody, and winner is Pepsi Phil.
Okay, Matt.
All right, Rossi took both of what I was going to say, so we'll try and switch it up. I'll say the Iron Man will be Drew. That way he can say, I'm getting screwed. I got an early number. I lasted the longest. And so winner other than Punk. Well, I guess we'll go.
It's all right.
I see this way I win both ways. I said he stole my pick. So if those are right, I'm good.
Smart.
And now if these are right, I'm also good.
Why don't you just stay on this fence the whole time, buddy?
I'll just take Punk then. Fine. I'll get off the fence. Sorry.
It's all right. Mark, Iron Man and winner.
I'm gonna go with an idea that was said earlier that I think Sami Zayn will be the Iron Man.
Yep.
Rossi said it. I like that idea of him going almost the distance, maybe not to the final four, maybe final six. And then maybe it'd be Drew, and then that'll lead to their, WrestleMania match. And I'm sticking with it. I hope I'm there when I hear "You Smell What the Rock Is Cooking" and that music plays, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, corporate, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
now I'm in with Ryan about that. I think that'd be cool. So let's go for it. It's Rock winning, and Rock and Roman. Do it in Philly.
All right, my Iron Man is going to be Luke Gallows, and my winner is going to be Carl Anderson.
He brings Vince out with the mustache as the Rock's manager.
Oh, I love it. It's Shade come. Oh, guys, we're in. Shade's back. Who's the Stooges? You have Jamie Noble as a Stooge and Ken Doan. Man, we can cook this thing up. Let's get it going. Who's we got Tiffany Stratton as Sable. Guys,
I mean,
we're back.
I already said Shamrock was coming back. He's boom. Just put him right back in.
Fucking A, baby.
It writes itself.
I like Sami Zayn as your Iron Man, and I like CM Punk as your winner. All right, guys, that is it for the Men's Royal Rumble preview. Mike Rossi, Matt Ferrell, Mark Poirier. Thank you guys for joining me. It was fun as always, and tomorrow we're going to do this women's style. So for now, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.